Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Love ya. And oh man, I don't know what to think. This is incredibly disappointing. Where do I even start with this? Assuming it's true, which I believe it is. I read this headline: Norwegian feminists face jail time in Norway for stating the obvious. And I watched part of this segment, and then I was like, well, I'll look into it some more. And everything I can find from every news outlet seems to affirm this. I'm not sure what is exactly going on here. Um, I believe the last time I saw Norway was ranked number 1 in terms of press freedom. And so apparently that sort of freedom of speech does not apply to what this woman is saying. It's incredibly disheartening. It's shocking, sad, and on the other hand, trying to be like very pragmatic, I do understand. Okay, for example, I've seen social media platforms be destroyed because of this sort of cycle of weird things and hatred and bizarre stuff. So I understand, if you extrapolate that to countries, how that might cause bad things to happen. However, um, I think I'm going way out on a ledge here and saying if you're going to have laws that bar people from sort of hate speech, I think it really has to be something wildly overt. And going along with that, I I can't say honestly that I would think right now. I mean, if I thought about it more and really looked at the benefits and pros and cons and things, like maybe I would change my mind. But right now, I don't think people's speech should be limited in this case or in almost any case. And you might say, well, you're American and it's because you have the First Amendment. And I do think there are some weird cases of using the First Amendment that seem to not really apply to the initial intent of it. However, I am a strong supporter of free speech. I am a strong believer in free speech, and yeah, maybe it is my Americanness in me going, this is wrong, but I don't know. It seems very, very counterintuitive. It seems very um, against what I know of Norwegian people, of being logical and rational and things. This seems I'm looking for an answer. I'm looking for, oh, okay, sort of like, now that I have this piece of information, now this makes sense. So if anyone, fill me in, let me know. What do you think? What's going on here? Is it that the laws are sort of or set so that people can easily be charged with something, but it doesn't actually get prosecuted in the courts? Maybe the courts actually have very firm defense of free speech, and so this is just an overreach of some sort of governing body, some sort of prosecution office, or whatever, however it works in Norway, the police or whatever, the people that are charging um, often charge people with something that's incorrect, and then but the courts are very strong. Something like this, I don't have to keep repeating myself, but you get what I mean. Where is the reason? Where is the common sense coming in? Because Norway seems to be one of the only countries with actual common sense, and this seems to be, to me, to be quite insane. But I'll watch a bit of this, and I hope it doesn't get taken down. If it does, I'll have to cut out part of it or edit it, which I hate doing. But anyway, I'll play some of this, and just so you know, this is Fox News. This is right-leaning. If you're not familiar with American media and stuff like this is a right-leaning outlet. And as much as people hate this particular news station, I find that they're usually more truthful than other stations I've seen, even if you don't like what they're saying. But having said that, I looked into it, and I'll pull up another news outlet just to compare. And so anyway, let's see.
So it is quickly becoming illegal to point out that men are not women, no matter how they dress, no matter what kind of shoes they have, no matter what they paint their nails. So this is an attack not just on biology, but on speech, on conscience. You're not allowed to say obvious things. Here's an example. A self-described feminist in Norway called Christina Ellingsen is facing a 3-year sentence in prison. She's facing the possibility of going to jail for years because she affirmed the reality of biological sex. Specifically, Ellingsen tweeted that men cannot be lesbians. Probably never thought about this in any depth, but it's technically true. She also said that men cannot become mothers. Now, again, that's true. But in Norway, as in all of the West, the truth is no longer a defense. Norway is now investigating her for hate speech. We, of course, immediately wanted to talk to her. Christina Ellingsen joins us tonight. Christina, thanks so much for coming on. This is one of those stories, and Norway is obviously a highly civilized country. I think it's the richest country in the world. A lot of great people in Norway. It's hard to believe this is real, and so I just want to check. Are we leaving anything out?
No, that's right. This is the case. I've been, you can't defend women if you can't define what a woman is. And all over the world, stating biological facts is considered by a lot of groups as being directly hateful. So yeah, this is what I've been doing. I've been stating the obvious fact that men cannot be women, men cannot be girls,
yes,
or mothers or lesbian. And now I'm facing the risk of 3 years in prison.
So what? What? Please, Norway, please. You know, I'm sorry, I'm going to play the rest of this, but I just watched a video of this guy who learned Norwegian in like 2 or 3 weeks. And he's a polyglot and he's very good with languages, but I thought, hey, you know what? He can do it, and he knows a million languages. I should be able to pick it up pretty quickly. So I've been really studying Norwegian language, and this came right after that, right after I'm kind of kicking it in high gear. So I don't know. I just trying to help you understand where I'm coming from. It's just like I don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I can't move to this country now because I don't want to go to jail for 3 years if I say something like this. So anyway, and just for anybody out there, I don't want to be hateful. I don't want to be anything like that, and I want to make people feel bad. I'm not going out there trying to be like, you have to live this way, you have to do this thing. But if I do happen to, if I'm especially brought before like a court and they say, what do you believe or something, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say what I believe, and I believe what this woman believes. So,
tell me how the country of Norway, again, a country to which we give every benefit of every doubt, filled with good people, beautiful place. But are you celebrated as a hero by people who still believe in science and free speech? Are people supporting you?
Well, a lot of people are supporting me across the entire spectrum of political, religious, everything. But a lot of people are also considering me on level with someone who's calling for genocide. I've been compared to everything from a fascist to a Maoist to a supporter of Westboro Baptist Church, which I don't even know what it is. But basically, the entire spectrum of everything that's bad in the world is being hurled my way. Absolutely. But also a lot of support.
Are you surprised? I think you're on, I'm just guessing, but I think you're on the left. I don't think you're a right-winger. I think you're from Norway. Are you surprised by all of this?
Unfortunately, I'm not surprised because this has been in the cards for a long time. If you can't talk about biological reality, it's unavoidable. This is simply unavoidable. But yeah, no, I align myself with radical feminism. I've been voting left all my life. Now I'm much more critical to what they are actually saying, and it seems like all parties in Norway are supporting this pseudoscience.
Is that true? All parties agree with this, with what's going on? Please, let me know, please.
Scary. We know the feeling. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, I mean, even if they do or they don't, you know, sometimes craziness is in vogue. Sometimes people latch on to this like wild thoughts for a short time, which is one of the things I point to in America is we have this court system which usually prevents those things from overtaking the rational, logical, factual reality, I should say. So again, that's I repeated this so many times, but the only thing I can think of maybe why this isn't a big deal, because yeah, that's what I would think about in America. That would be my only thought as to why it's not that bad. But this seems really crazy to me. So please let me know. And like I said, I'll just check out this. It says Norwegian feminists questioned by police for saying men can't be lesbians. Norwegian law enforcement reportedly questioned a representative feminist tweets, challenging transaction, pushing the idea about males. Da, 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 da. This is the same thing. Okay. She criticized the Norwegian trans activist group for teaching children that males can be lesbians. She called out one of the group's advisors, who is biological male, identifying as a lesbian woman. That advisor filed a police complaint that prompted law enforcement to question Ellingsen, according to news outlet. Okay, so in January 2021, Norway introduced gender identity into the bounds of its current hate crime laws. Around that time, WDI of Norway warned that the adjustment of the hate crime laws could lead to persecution for stating biological facts. Oh my gosh. If Ellingsen is charged with hate crime for a comment, she could face up to 3 years behind bars. Right now, a woman has been... Okay. So, yeah, I mean, it seems pretty much in line with everything that she said. This is another outlet, news outlet, so it seems to all check out.
Chase, thanks. A group of Utah doctors suing.
Okay. So, okay, let's see. To the police are questioning her for campaigning for women's rights. Her opinion was the fact that police are legally able to investigate and persecute women who engage in women's rights is concerning. Yeah, I think so. This is the new territory in Norway, so the outcome of the investigation is important, both if the case is dismissed and if it leads to trial. I'd say that. Last year, Norwegian media reported a man was sentenced to 3 weeks in jail and a hefty fine after being found guilty of insulting and misgendering a trans person on Facebook. What? Oh my goodness. No. No. Well, Norway, I don't know. Maybe some Norwegians would watch this and say, good riddance, don't come. We don't want you. Which would be sad. But I hope what happens is that this sort of thing isn't persistent in Norway and people kind of wake up and face reality. Again, I don't think we should do any sort of... I don't think it's right to insult people. I don't think it's right to make fun or attack people. I think it should just be loving. I'm all about loving, being loving and kind and loving. Okay? So, part of being loving is living in reality and facts. It's not... If you are going along with someone's lie, that's not being loving. And if you think it is, then I really hope you kind of... I don't know. You figure out what the truth is, because you're not living in the truth. And the fact that Norway made this into a law in January 2021, added to hate crime laws of at least doing these things could be considered hate crime. At the very least, misgendering could be considered hate crime. Is way beyond the pale. It's way out of bounds of what's reasonable, rational reality. What's true. You're just going against the truth. It's I don't know. It's a very rare. I have other issues with Norway, right? But all of them are like, okay. I wish it weren't that way. I really wish things would change. But this is something that would basically make it seem as though I couldn't live in Norway. Like I said, I may never face these circumstances, but if I were to, like I said, if I were in front of a court or something and asked to give my opinion, I would say what the facts are. I wouldn't lie. So again, I'm repeating myself a lot. So feel free to check out of the video now. I was going to say that, if we look back in history, there's been times where people have done crazy things. At a certain point, people were, there were witch trials, and people would throw. If this is true, and this is what I learned in history class, was that they would throw people who they thought were witches into a river, tie them up, and if they sank, then they were human. But if they floated, or if they got out of the water somehow, then they were a witch. But, they ended up killing a bunch of people because they were just people that they thought were witches. It's just so crazy. It's just so insane. And they've done a lot of crazy things in history. They've gone through a lot of crazy periods, people believing weird things. And maybe some of what I believe is weird, but I know that what I believe on this is not weird. This is just fact, that you should allow people free speech. Well, I guess, I don't know if that's a fact, but I do believe it's what you should be doing. But more so in that, someone who's born with XX chromosomes cannot be someone who has XY chromosomes and vice versa. So I hope this isn't like a kind of indication of things to come. I hope this is just a sort of a temporary madness and things get reversed, but I don't know. Yeah, hopefully things change. Hopefully they change quickly and revert to something better. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please let me know your opinion. Love ya. And take care. If you would comment and subscribe, appreciate it. And have a good one.